Hi guys, so today we're going to take that rear fender off the back of the VS1400. Quite a straightforward process. The only thing you really need to be aware of is the wiring harness. There's a few wires at the back of this harness that supply the indicators and the brakes, and you really need to make sure which one of those is the positive, which is the negative, which side of the loom they're going on. Is it the left indicator or the right indicator? And then you should have 3 wires going into the brake light if it's a stock brake light. Take note of them, take photographs, label them if you have to, write down on a whiteboard which one does what, and really make sure that you know how to put everything back together. With that said, let's dive into it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is remove the indicators. Now, most of them, if they're stock fitted, these are not stock, these were put on at the beginning of the year. All it is the indicators have a stalk, threaded stalk that comes out at the end here, and we undo this nut on the inside and they will come free, and that will allow us to then pull the wiring, which we've already disconnected somewhere. All the wiring here will allow us to feed that wiring through and out through the hole where the stalk sits. Okay, so next we've got this bolt here. This goes right through the fender, through the arm support here, and at the end. On the inside you've got the end of the bolts, and here we've got the end of the nut here. This is not stock. Typically this would have a chrome cover over it, and you would have to pop that cover off. Clearly someone's messed with this fender in the past. This is not a stock fender, or if it is, it's been moved forward, which is why it's so far forward like this. These can be really difficult to get out without damaging or breaking them, so I think what's happened here is they've broken them and they won't seat again when they try to push them back in, so they've just put a washer in place. But this whole bolt here that goes all the way through, that needs to come out, and it's the same on the other side as well. Doesn't look like it's just going to push through. Looks like it might have been wound in, so we're going to need to get on the inside with the 13mm as well. I wonder if we give it a little tappy. If you ever take a hammer to anything, just make sure you do it controlled. Now, I'm wondering if there's a second bolt in here, under this washer. This rubber grommet here. There's another one. Yep, there's another bolt, another nut on the end of this thread on the inside. That is really far down. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that. I don't think I have a 13mm in that size of a spanner, of a socket set. These spanner won't go in there. You could try wedging it with a smaller spanner. Alright, it's wedged. Oh, hang on. We have movement on the inside. Done. There we go. Oh, finally. Okay, so now that those two ridiculous bolts are out of the way, we can remove the final two bolts, one on each side, and they come from the inside into this part of the frame here. You might just be able to see a little hole on the inside there. Well, that's the line we're looking for. So they're located just on the inside. You might think that it's the rear suspension bolts that are going straight through. It's not. They go into their own part of the frame. Screw is out. We should be able to remove the fender unless I've missed something. Okay. Oh. And there she is. One messed up fender. Heavy though, it's definitely metal. Definitely. Awesome, job done. Okay guys, so that pretty much sums up today's video. We managed to get the rear fender off after we had to do some pretty strange things in order to undo the cock-ups that the person who owned the bike before me put into the bike. Some weird stuff going on with this bike now that I'm taking it apart, realizing that whoever had this bike before had less knowledge than I do, was cheaper than I am, and just wanted to get it done as quickly as possible. So I'm kind of glad that I am finding all these things as we go along, because it means I can put them right in the rebuild. But doesn't she look strange without the rear fender? She's kind of fall into bits. I took the exhaust system off earlier as well. During the process I snapped one of the bolts. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. Okay, so I think for now we're going to leave this bolt. I'm going to call myself defeated today on this. We've tried heat, we've tried knocking it with a hammer and flathead screwdriver to try and rotate it. Nothing seems to be wanting to shift it, so rather than put this under any more stress. So I currently have a bolt that was stuck in one of the cylinders. It's not the end of the world. I was kind of expecting it to happen. One of the main things that people talk about with these bikes is the fact that the bolts that hold the exhaust in always snap. So I'll be replacing them with high tensile bolts and make sure that everything is spotless before installing them. I'll do a video on how to extract that bolt when we come to it. It won't be for a week or two, because I'm not actually going to do it while the engine is still in the frame. I'm going to continue with the teardown, and then when the engine's on the workbench, that's when we'll tackle that bolt. But yeah, for now guys, rear fender's off. I think in the next video, part 5, we'll start working on the front fender and possibly the electrics as well. Start stripping out those electrics off the from the headlight all the way back to the body. As you can see, that massive rat's nest, it all needs to come out and be sorted and resoldered or rewired. We'll get there. Anyway, thanks for watching. And please leave a comment in the section below, hit that like button and the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next episode.